Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. If you follow basketball, you know Chilltown Hoops.
So this is really good right here. What up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world? Y'all know what time it is when y'all see me. It is Chilltown Hoops in effect. Shout out to my man, Tony Tone. Y'all know him as Fluent. He's the graphic designer and all of this good stuff. He takes care of all of this stuff. Shout out to the 2024-25 basketball season. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you dudes, y'all talk to me all the time about chill, the GOAT debate this, the GOAT debate that. And I just want to remind you guys that Steph Curry is averaging 30 and 7 since the All-Star break. LeBron James is the player of the month since the All-Star, the player of the month in February. Donovan Mitchell has been the player of the month. The Cleveland Cavaliers are in the midst of their second 15-game. Is it their second or this might be the third? This their second 15-game winning streak. They're in the midst of that. That's going on right now. The Boston Celtics may repeat. That hasn't happened since the 60s. We're in the midst of a great basketball season this season, a fantastic one. Meanwhile, y'all dudes want to talk to me about, the Jordan and James debate. Man, you're missing the show. You're missing a damn good season. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I think, got the best defensive player in the game in Evan Mobley. Giannis Antetokounmpo is running around the NBA today for the 6th straight year, averaging 30 and 12. 3 straight years. Giannis for 6 years has averaged 28 and I think 28 and 12. For the last 3 years, he's averaged 30 and 12. That's going on. That is going on right now as we speak. And we hardly talk about Giannis because we're getting wrapped up in Jordan and James because that stuff is what moves the needle. Not me. I'm done talking about that. I'm talking about what's going on in the NBA today and how awesome the NBA has been this season. And this MVP race that I'm dealing with both Joker and SGA. And I think that there's some people that are still in the conversation because they're playing at that level, like Giannis, 100%, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell. Cat was in that conversation for a while, but it was going on. But I think that this has now come down to the last 5 weeks of the regular season. Today is March the 10th. So I think a month from today is when the play-in tournament starts. Right? I think a month from today the play-in tournament starts, and we got a little over 4 weeks before the play-in tournament starts and the season ends. 5 weeks before the season ends. A month from 5 weeks from today, the regular season ends, which means that the play-in tournament will probably be that weekend. So with that, we got 5 more weeks of what's going on right now between SGA and Joker. I'm on record saying I think it's one of the closest MVP races that I've seen in a long time. And I've seen some pretty close ones. Jordan and Malone in 97. I think they were only separated by 11 first place votes. And by 20, I want to say 24 points between those two guys. Bird and Doc in 81. I think they were only separated by 8 points or 8 first place votes. In 1990, when Magic won the league MVP, him, Barkley, and Jordan were separated by a total of 22 points. By a total of 22 points. They were separated by. Barkley actually had more first place votes than Charles did. Than Magic did. The MVP race, this MVP race has been closer than I'm giving credit for, because when I think about what the MVP is, and what we do is this is what we have a tendency to do. We have a tendency to equate the MVP to the best player in the league. That's what the MVP is. When in reality, when's the last time Joker in 23 won the league MVP? Right? Before Joker did it last year, right? Excuse me, before Joker won the MVP last year, when's the last time the best player in the NBA won the league MVP? Before last year. In 23, was Joel Embiid the best player in the NBA? I think there's some people that will beg to differ. In 22, was Joker the best player in the NBA? There were some of you guys in 22 who didn't think so. In 21, there can be an argument made. Was Joker even a top 5 player that year? Very much like what was going on with Derrick Rose in 2011. You can make the argument. Was Joker even in the 2021 season when he won the league MVP, was Joker a top 5 player that year? Forget being the best player in the game. Was he even a top 5 player in the game that year? And I'm gonna throw some names out at you before you jump down my throat and completely choke me out. So KD, so James, KD, Giannis, James Harden, Leonard. I didn't mention Steph Curry neither at the end of the 21 season. I didn't even mention him. Nope. I didn't even mention Steph Curry. So, and that's 6 guys right there. So the question is it's very much like what was going on with Derrick Rose in 2020. 2010, 2011, when he ended up winning the league MVP, right? When he ended up winning the league MVP. In 2020, was Giannis the best player in the game? Because I recall, even though he had won the MVP in back-to-back seasons, lost in the Eastern Conference Finals in 19, in dramatic fashion, by the way. And then in 20, got bounced in the semifinals. He got hurt. And if we're being honest, I'm on record saying this, had COVID not shut the season down, I think James would have won the league MVP that year. I think James would have won the league MVP that year had COVID not shut the season down. He was on the Lakers were on pace that year to win 60+ games. He was leading the league in assists. He was averaging 25 a game. I think he would have won the league MVP that year. In 2019, was Giannis the best player in the game? I beg to differ, right? I beg to differ. How about in 2018 with James Harden? Was James Harden the best player in the game? That's the $1 million question. None of you will say that Russell Westbrook in 2017 was the best player in the game. None of you. There's not one of you who will say to me in here right now, and be honest with me, there's none of you who will say Russell Westbrook is the best. Russell Westbrook was the best player in the NBA. When there were a bunch of league guards during that time where you would say, even though Russ was getting busy, leading the league in scoring, I think he was second in the league in assists. Even though he did all that stuff, there's people that there's people that you can say Curry, Irv, Chris Paul. Was Russ even the best lead guard in the game at that point? Dame Lillard. Was he in 2017? That's the question. So in 2016, was Steph Curry the best player in the game? Because I like to think James shut that down when we got to the NBA Finals. He shut the door on that. How about in 2015? Was Curry the best player in the game? I don't think so. How about in 2014? Was KD the best player in the game? I think that there was a conversation between him and James. I don't think he was better than James. I think in 2013, it was unanimous. James was the best player in the game. I think in 12, James was the best player in the game. How about in 2011? Was Derrick Rose the best player in the game? When you run down, right? When you run down all the players in the game in 2011, Bryant. So James, KD, Bryant, Dirk, Carmelo Anthony in 2011 was Dwight Howard. Was Derrick Rose the best player in the game? I'm not even sure he was the top 5 player in the league that year in 2011. I can't say definitively that he was. I can't say definitively he was that. So how about in 2010 when James won the when James won the league MVP? I thought he was the best player in the game, but I couldn't deny what Kobe Bryant had done at that point. I couldn't deny it. Even if I felt the way I felt about James, what Kobe Bryant had done at the end of the 2009-2010 season, I couldn't deny it. That's the best player in the game right there. To be in the NBA Finals 3 straight years, win it twice, win the Finals MVP, and win the league MVP in 2008, I couldn't deny that. I couldn't. In 2009, I thought James was the best player in the game that year. In 2008, it was Bryant. I think it was Bryant. And James was, I feel like James was there, but it was Bryant. In 2007, I think you can make an argument for Dirk Nowitzki during that time. But I don't think Dirk Nowitzki was the best player in the game at that point. There's plenty of people who think Bryant was the best player in the game in 2007. How about in 2006? None of you, very much like Russell Westbrook in 2017, would say that Steve Nash was the best player in the game. None of you would say that. Not one of you would say that. How about in 2005? Was Steve Nash the best player in the game? I think it was Duncan. Some other people think it was Shaq. In 2004, was Kevin Garnett the best player in the game? I think Duncan might have something to say about that. In 2004, I think he finished right behind Garnett for league MVP. In 2003, I thought Duncan was the best player in the game. But there's some people who said it was Shaq. In 2002, when Duncan won the league MVP, I thought Shaq was the best player in the game. In 2001, when Allen Iverson won the league MVP, was he the best player in the game? No, I thought it was Shaq. In 2000, when Shaq won the league MVP, that's the best player in the game. He was the best player in the game. So over the last 25 years, and I'm going to keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going, and I promise you I'm gonna get to SGA, and I promise you I'm gonna get to SGA and to Joker. But in the last 25 years, Shaq, Bryant in 08, James in 13, Joker in 25, and 24. So in the last 25 years, there have been 4 guys who have been the best player in the game in the last 25 years. That means that's once every 6 years the best player in the league wins the league MVP. That's what that means. That means once every 6 years it happens. In 1999, was Karl Malone the best player in the game in 1999? I think he was better than Shaq at 36 years old. Yeah, I do. He was definitely better than Alonzo Mourning. In 1998, was Malone the best player in the game? Was Jordan the best player in the game in 98? Yeah, I think so. So in 97, was Malone the best player in the game? No, it was Jordan. That's why I think that they actually got it wrong. Jordan should have won the league MVP in 97, and Malone should have won it in 98. They got those two switched around. How about in 96? Was Jordan the best player in the game in 96? I think so. How about in 95? Was David Robinson the best player in the game? I think Olajuwon shut that down. Yep. I think Olajuwon shut that down. And the reason why David Robinson ended up winning the league MVP that year was because he played more games. I think Olajuwon missed 7 games, seven more games than I think he missed 7 more games than Olajuwon did. But it was pretty definitive that they were right there. In 94, was Olajuwon the best player in the game? I think so. I think he was the best player, defensive player of the year, the league MVP. They won the NBA championship. He was the finals MVP. Held Patrick Ewing in the NBA finals to under 40%. Excuse me, outplayed Ewing. Did the same thing to Barkley in that series when they were down 3-1. In 93, was Barkley the best player in the game? No, he wasn't better than Jordan. No, he was not. In 92, was Jordan the best player in the game? Yes. In 91, was Jordan the best player in the game? At that point, yes. In 1990, was Magic the best player in the game? Well, there's some people, there are some people who will make the argument that Magic was the best player in the game. And it was a serious conversation between Magic and Jordan. Now, I know how important winning is, and then that was the separator between Magic and Jordan. Even though Jordan was better at basketball, right? Even though Jordan was better at basketball. What's up, F? How you doing, brother? I ain't seen you in a while. What's going on with you, brother? I thought that I thought that in 1990, it wasn't as clear cut as everybody would say. Like Jordan is clearly the best player in the game. I mean, Magic was doing what Magic was doing, what Magic was doing, and it was really difficult to just deny that. In 1989, Magic won the league MVP. Was he the best player in the game? I was more partial to Jordan, right? I was more partial to Jordan, but that's just me. In 88, when Jordan won the league MVP, was Jordan better than Bird? Was he better than Magic? There's some people who will make the case that he was. I'm not sure. In 87, was Magic the best player in the game? I think Magic was the best player in the game in 87. In 86, was Bird the best player in the game? I think Bird was the best player in 86. In 85, was Bird the best player in the game? Yes. In 84, was Bird the best player in the game? It was getting tricky because I think he had, Doc had some years on him. Same thing with Jabbar. I think he had in 84 moved, even though Jabbar was the most dominant player in the game, and he still was arguably the best player in the game. I think Bird may have surpassed him in 84, because in 83, the same thing happened to both of them. I mean, Jabbar had a fantastic season. He was first team All-Pro that year. They ended up getting swept in the finals. He got his ass kicked by Moses. In 83, was Moses Malone the best player in the game? You can make the argument Moses was the best player in the game that year. In 82, was he the best player in the game? It was either Moses or Doc. And Jabbar was right there. I think it was Jabbar, Moses, Doc in 1982. In 81, same logic. It was Jabbar, Doc, Moses, Jabbar, Doc. So, and in 1979-80, when Jabbar won the league MVP, it was Jabbar, it was Moses. So, if you look at the landscape, that's 45 years that I went back. 45 years that I went back. And in those 45 years, Jabbar in 80, Moses in 83, Bird in 84, 85, and 86, Magic in 87. Let's see. I don't think Magic was better than Jordan in 89, even though he won the league MVP. In 90, yes. Magic in 90. Jordan in 91. 92. Olajuwon in 94. Jordan in 96. 97, 98. Malone in 99, Shaq in 2000. So in the last 45 years, I got what, 15 players that were the best player in the league. And I went back 40 years. Right? That's what I did. I went back 40 years. Over the last and I think I came up with 15 players over the last 40 years. So here we are in the 2025 season, and here we are in the 2024-25 season, and the best player in the league, who I think is Joker, is up for league MVP. But I don't think he's going to win it because I think SGA is the league MVP because everything SGA is doing affects winning more than what Joker is doing, both on both sides of the basketball. On both sides of the basketball. And I would not be surprised. And again, I said, I'm on record saying that I think this is going to be one of the closest MVP races. But when I actually think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if SGA won this thing going away. Considering they got the second best record in the NBA. They got an all-time great defense. That's large. That has a lot to do with him, a lot to do with what he does, both in the passing lane and on the ball. He leads the league in scoring. He leads the league in free throws. He leads the league in free throw attempts. He's in the top 3 in the league in he's in the top 3 in the league in box plus, not box plus minus, but win shares, which means that it's very important what he's doing in terms of my team winning. I have not looked up his VORP, so I couldn't tell you what the value over the replacement player is. I would not be surprised if him and Joker are right there when it comes to how important they are. And they winning. The separator between him and Joker is Oklahoma City is winning. That's for me, I think that's the separator between SGA and Joker. The fact that everything that SGA is doing, 35-5, almost 2 steals, they're at the top of the Western Conference, and they're winning. Denver, on the other hand, against the better teams in the league, they're not. They're 1-7 against the East. 2 games under 500 against the West. That's 3-11 against the top 5 seeds in both the East and the Western Conference. 8 games under 500 against the East and the Western Conference. SGA has been ridiculously durable. I think he's only missed 2 games this year. Ridiculously durable. And the fact that they're winning and the fact that they are winning how they're winning, it's almost impossible to deny him this. It's almost impossible to deny SGA the league MVP considering what he's doing. And so I'll be really interested to see who comes out with the league MVP in about a month or so. Because we see it. We see it at the beginning of the semifinals. That's when we find out who the league MVP is. And I think that game that I saw yesterday afternoon, I think that game was. I don't like to use. I like to use a bigger sample size, but I understand how voting works, and this kind of stuff matters. I don't particularly like it, but I got to roll with it. And I think the same thing happened in 2020 when I felt like the MVP race was close between both James and Giannis, and Milwaukee had come out to Los Angeles, and James clearly outplayed him, and the Lakers had started rolling. And right before COVID happened, I mean, they were rolling at that point. I think they had won 47 games with like a month left in the season, a little over a month left in the season. And I'm thinking to myself, he's going to win the league MVP. He's going to win it. They were on their way to winning 60 games that year. It wasn't just that one game, but that one game, because we're not going to act like head-to-head matchups don't matter, because they 100% They 100% matter. Yeah. When you watch the MVP play against other candidates, you measure that MVP against those other candidates. You don't have the league MVP, right? You don't have the league MVP favorite, and you just looking at what he's doing in terms of his production. He averaging 30 a game. No, you see what he does when he's going up against other league MVP candidates. And I saw SGA at the time when they went into Madison Square Garden and put a foot to their ass. 100% they did that. 100% they did that. When he played against Denver, put 40 on them yesterday. And it wasn't just the box score. It was how he was getting to where he was trying to get to. And I understand that there's some people who have such a big problem with quote unquote flopping. But like I said this earlier, and I still stand on this logic. And the logic is, if this was such a problem, because just so you know, flopping is illegal in the NBA. You get a technical foul and you get a fine for it. How many times SGA has been cited for flopping? 0. Well, they don't call it. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And there's plenty of guys, right? There's plenty of guys who get to. There's plenty of guys who get to the free throw line, right? There's plenty of guys who get to the free throw line, and excuse me, plenty of guys who get to the free throw line, and you guys complain about them. Meanwhile, SGA gets to the rim with the best of them, stays within himself. He's I wish I could say that he was primarily a bucket getter, but that's what he's known for, being a primary bucket getter, when in reality, he does so many other things. SGA is a damn good passer. SGA is a damn good playmaker. SGA is great off the ball. I think SGA is damn good on the basketball. Really good on the basketball. I think he's got, at 6'6", I think he's got something like a 6'9". I think he's got something like a 6'9" wingspan, something like that. I'm not sure, but with that being said, right? With that being said, he's only recognized, right? He's only recognized for that, right? He's only recognized for that. So because he's only recognized for that, I think that, you know, I feel like we're in a space where we're gonna find out. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna find out once he wins the league MVP, because I think he's gonna win it. We're gonna find out how valuable he really is. Yep. We're gonna find out how valuable he really is. So we'll see. We definitely will see. So I'm gonna be looking forward to this, because like I said, I watched the game yesterday, and I watched the game yesterday, and I was impressed with Denver early. Right? I was impressed with Denver early, and with being impressed with Denver early, I understand why I was impressed with them. Aaron Gordon was on the floor. Aaron Gordon playing around the rim the way he is, where he's the most effective, and he plays so much better, right? He plays so much better with Joker than he does without him. Way better, right? He plays way better with Joker than without Joker, because Joker does such a good job of putting him in space where he can score and be effective. Aaron Gordon being a jump shooter, a consistent jump shooter, is not really something that's high on Denver's priority list. I won't argue that. But I do think that they want him to be respectable. Right? They want him to be respectable as a jump shooter. So he is. But I don't think that that's something that they value as much as they value both him and Joker playing off each other, that high-low action where Joker gets the ball in the mid-post and he's throwing the ball to the rim to Aaron Gordon and finding Aaron Gordon around the rim, where Aaron Gordon is one of the better finishers in the game. And I love that about him. Love that about him. So with that being said, they look much better, Oklahoma City, looked much better than. I just felt like they looked much better than. I just thought I thought they looked much better later on than Denver. They just did. I thought Denver's transition defense was terrible. I thought that the pickup point should have been way higher than what it is. I thought that Jamal Murray, he was good for stretches, but that's not going to get it done when you're trying to slow down an offense like Oklahoma City. Nah, being good in stretches is not going to work against that kind of offense, particularly against SGA. No, that's not going to happen. And because of that, right? Because of that, you find yourself in a bind come playoff time because teams are gonna smoke you out. They're gonna go after you, and you in particular. They're gonna go after you, and you in particular. So we'll see, right? I definitely think that we'll see how Denver fares. You know, we'll see how Denver fares once the playoffs start. So, but I want to talk to you guys. Is this MVP race over? What's going on? What is going on? What up?
Hello, can you hear me, Chill? Chill.
What up?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna get right to it. Chill. Jokic is the league MVP. I think there's no question about it. I think this guy's like pretty strong, pretty handedly the league MVP of the NBA. Chill. He's putting up significantly better numbers. Not significantly, but he's putting up better numbers. And the winning is there, Chill.
The winning is not there. That's not true. No, it's not. That's not
true. What do you mean it's not there?
They're 3-11 against the top 5 seeds in both conferences, so they're not winning. So
what does that have anything to do with? What does that have anything to do with their winning record?
It has everything to do with their winning record. They're losing to the better teams in the league. Meanwhile, SGA is
by that logic, Jason Tatum is an MVP.
No, because he's not putting up the same numbers.
So that's not true. Because he has a winning record. Yes, because he has a winning record against. Yup, winning record. No. I'm not going to let you slide on that, Chill. By that logic, Jason Tatum is.
Okay, is Jason Tatum?
Let's get to it, Chill.
Okay, I'm glad. Let's get to it. So, does Jason Tatum is he giving you the same numbers that SGA is giving you?
No.
Okay, so there's your problem right there. The winning
just
part.
Said
once again, you just told me. This is what you just told me. You just told me that the reason why Joker is winning. The reason why Joker is winning the league MVP is because of the numbers. Well, SGA is averaging 35 and 5, and leading the league in scoring, second in the league in steals. So the numbers are there.
Okay, Jokic is 29, 10. Yes no? Jokic is 29, 12, and 10.
Yep. Okay.
That's a triple-double. That's a triple-double on better efficiency in shooting splits.
And I'm glad you brought up the triple-double. So Russell Westbrook should have been the league MVP more than he was.
Yes, you should have. Yes, you should have. Because they set that standard. We've had this conversation.
Let's get back to what you just said, because what you're trying to do is you double talking me. This is what you're doing. You brought up Jason Tatum and you didn't bring up the other parts. Does Jason Tatum have the other things that SGA has? He's got the winning. Yes. Did I lose him? I think I lost him. See if I could get him back. Yep. See if I could get him back. Yep. I'll see if I can get him back. What up?
What up, Till?
What up?
Hey, let's get it. Hey, let's get it going early. Hey, Donovan Mitchell versus Ant. Who you got?
I ain't got nobody. I ain't got nobody. I'll see you on Sunday.
This a preview. This
ain't a preview of none of that shit. I'll see you on Sunday.
This a preview. Who you got?
I'll see you on Sunday.
Hey, me. I will
see you on Sunday. I will be there.
You know what it is. Don't bring no notes.
I'll bring what I want to bring. I ain't gonna play your game. Get the fuck out of here with that. You must be crazy.
Don't bring no notes.
I'll bring what I want to bring.
Don't bring.
I'll bring what I want to bring.
Me and you one on one.
I'll bring what I want to bring. I'll bring what I want to bring.
Donovan Mitchell and Ant. Who you got?
We'll find out on Sunday. Yeah, we'll find out on Sunday.
Who you got?
Once again, we'll find out on Sunday.
You better be there.
I better be there. You the one who barely show up. So we'll see if you show up.
I will.
Yeah, we'll see if you show up. Yeah, you talk.
Hey, I'm trying to get an early
you-
preview.
You this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to get an edge because you're not that good. So what you are is you Lance Stevenson. You do a lot of yapping to try to get into people's heads. I'm better than that.
This ain't
You're
no
not.
yapping.
I
This is
reckon.
facts.
I
I will be there
recognize
on
that.
Sunday.
You
This
ain't
is
that
facts.
good.
This ain't no yapping.
Yeah, you ain't that good. I can tell. You one of them dudes.
Ain't no
That's what's up,
yapping.
though.
This is all. You know
I'll
what
see
it
you
is.
Sunday.
Chill.
I'll see you Sunday,
I've
brother.
gotten your number before. Don't forget what happened when we talked about Scottie Pippen.
I'll see
Don't
you.
forget what happened.
What happened when we talked about Scottie Pippen?
So you didn't get destroyed? I didn't mop the floor with you?
No, you didn't mop the floor with me.
Chill. Chill. Stop capping. I didn't mop the don't chill, we can pull it up.
Get the hell out of here. Hell no.
Chill. Chill. So you gonna sit there and say,
hell no. Give me
so
a
you
break.
won that debate? You gonna sit there and say you won that debate?
I'll see you on Sunday, homeboy. How about that?
Hey, you
I'll
see me
see
right
you on
now.
Sunday.
I'm here right now.
You here
Ain't
right
no
now,
see me on Sunday.
I'll see you on Sunday. Bring your ass.
Ain't no see you on Sunday. I'm here now.
Why you turn your camera off? Fat face ass, marble mouth ass dude. Why you turn your camera off? I just seen you. Don't think I ain't see you. I saw you. Don't be scared to show your face.
All right, you see me.
Don't be scared to show your face, B. Don't be scared to do that. No.
Hey,
don't
you
be
don't
scared
need to
to do
see my
that.
face.
Yeah, I
ball.
don't.
You don't
And
need to see my face to
told you
talk
that.
ball.
I already told you that. You ain't got to turn your camera on. Nope. Just bring your ass and bring your game.
And I brought my game right now tonight.
Go study. That's what you need to do.
I hope you prepared.
Go do your homework.
You prepared. You come in there thinking it's all fun and games. You're going home in the first round.
That's you, actually. That's you, actually.
You come in there playing around, hee ha ha.
That's you.
Kiki hell, you going home.
That's you. you
know.
You the one thinking that it's that. That's you. You're the one thinking that it's that.
You know what I do.
I don't know anything. Mike, I don't know anything about you. I don't know anything about you. I don't know anything about you. I don't know what you do. I don't know who you are. I don't know what kind of basketball knowledge you have. But what I've talked to you about, you're not very good at all. You suck, as a matter of fact.
Because last time I came up here, you came up here with some stats.
You suck.
And then I went and looked at the stats. All you was doing was capping last time.
I don't do analytical. I don't do advanced stats. That's because you don't know. That's because you're not that smart.
No, last time you was coming in here talking about stats. And the stats you providing wasn't true.
I don't do stats.
I went and looked.
But then you bring up numbers. Then you'll bring up numbers. I don't do stats, but then you bring up numbers. Mike, I'm telling you, my man, you in for it. I'll see you on Sunday. That's all. What you trying to do? You trying to make a name off me, and it's not. I'm not him. I'm the other dude.
No,
I'm the other dude.
Making no name. No.
I'm the other dude. Get your ass out of here. I'm the other dude. Get your ass out of here. I'm the other dude. Yes, sir. What up?
Yo, Chill. I just want to ask, what would it take for people to call SGA the best player in the world?
He's got to do it for longer.
All
like
right.
Joker's been in the game for. I think we're in year 6 of Joker being elite. You know, I think since the 18-19 season, I think we're in year 6 of Joker being elite. So I think SGA's got to do it a little bit longer before we can like legit say like, yo, and he's got to win too. He has to. Yeah.
What if
win.
What if he wins this year and he wins MVP?
We can have a conversation. Yeah, we could. We could definitely have a conversation.
That was my question.
All right, brother. What up?
What's up, Chill?
What up?
I wanted you to finish those points that you was talking about Tatum and SGA.
What points were I talking about with Tatum and SGA?
You was asking if Tatum has more wins. Does he provide more? Something along those lines.
No, he was the guy before you. He brought up what he was trying to equate SGA and Jason Tatum with wins, and that was it. Because he left out when we talked about Joker. Like there's a number. It's not just wins. It's not just numbers. It's a multitude of things, and that's what he tried to do. He tried to just equate wins with leaving out the numbers, and that part is where it got tricky.
Well, I think Tatum is a better player than SGA.
I do too.
He gives me 27 points per game. 9 and 6.
He doesn't average 9 assists. That's not true. That's
He,
not true. He does not.
no, he averages 9 rebounds and 6 assists per game.
Nine rebounds. I can get with that. I think he averages 8. I think he averages 8.5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he averages
8.9 and
Yeah.
5.8
So he's not
assists.
averaging. So he's not averaging 9 assists. So that's not true.
If we round it up, I'll say it though.
Which is cool. I'm good with 27, 9, and 6. I don't have a problem with that. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't have a problem with that.
And also
But-
Tatum. Finish your point.
But I mean, 35 and 5. To your point, 35 and 5 on the best team on the best team in the league, in the process of being the best team in the league, being arguably an all-league defender, and he's the engine to that offense, just like Jason Tatum is. But Jason Tatum has a tendency to bail you out with bad shots, and he's been inconsistent with his offense as a scorer, more than SGA has been. So I think that's where the separator is. If I could get Jason Tatum to be more consistent, I think this is I think this is a louder conversation, way louder. Like them 40-point game, that 40-point game that you saw on Sunday.
Yeah, versus the Lakers.
That 40-point game that you saw on Sunday. If I could get more like 27, 28, 27, 28, 29, and then mix that in with 33, 34, instead of mixing that in with 19, 21, which is why I got to get 40 to average it out. That's where the discrepancy comes in.
All right, and one more question. Where we put in Tatum if he goes back to back, take the Eastern Conference Finals MVP and takes the Finals MVP.
Man, I'm already on record. They don't. I'm gonna be unbearable. I can tell you that right now. I'm going to be unbearable if that happens.
Because
Yes.
I got it happening. I also have it happening against SGA. I have him out dueling him in this finals, and he put all those talks to rest. Just beat Luka in the finals and beat SGA.
Well, he had opportunity to put it to rest with Luka, but he didn't outplay Luka. He played awesome. I thought he was great. He didn't particularly shoot the basketball well, but I thought he could have done a better. I thought he could have done a better job in shooting the basketball. But with that being said, he could have put it to rest. The Luka Tatum thing. That's how James did with Curry at that point. And if you end up in the finals again and y'all play SGA, I can't have a repeat performance from last year. Like, we have to definitively put this to rest. So if that's what the plan is, the Celtics are probably looking at him like, yo, you gotta outplay this dude. And we're gonna do everything that we can to make sure that you outplay this dude.
I believe he will, Chill.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 2 months.
Yes, sir. I'll be here. You know where to find me at, brother. Out. What up?
Yo, what up, Chill?
What's up, brother?
What's up? Yeah, I don't think the best player should always win the MVP, but I think the person who has the best season should always win MVP, and that's with stats and winning. But I think that winning should be the most important stat, and I feel like that should be the top priority.
I feel like it has been in Classic. I feel like it has been. I mean, we've had some exceptions, with the exception of Joker in 22 and Russ in 17. Winning has always been
right
a priority. If
we
run
was
it
on
down.
the right track. I like Giannis. Giannis 2 MVPs. He was the first seed both of those years.
Numero
Right.
uno. They had the best
Right.
record in the league.
I like, even though he got far in the playoffs, even though he didn't win the championship, that MVP showed me that he was one of the top players because he at least got to the conference finals.
In 2019, sure.
Yeah, but this year I think it should be SGA and it should be unanimous. And they just had a head-to-head last night. They blew them out and he dropped 40. That should mean something. And the game that Joker had against Phoenix, that's cool, but I wasn't impressed with that. It's against Phoenix, and I mean, it wasn't like they blew him out. It was a close game, and the box score stats is cool, but how does that impact winning? So I want to look at the winning first, and then look at the stats. So if it was up to me, the MVP winner would either be SGA or someone on Cleveland, in between Mobley or Donovan Mitchell, and then the second would be Tatum, and then third would be either between LeBron or Jokic, whoever gets the 2 seed.
But Classic,
I think that gives us something to play for.
Well, don't forget that if I'm not mistaken, I think Denver is the 2 seed. if I'm not mistaken.
I think they're the 3 seed since they lost last night.
Because the Lakers lost 2. And
Oh
I think
yeah,
that
yeah.
so either they're the 2 seed or they tied with the Lakers for the 2 seed. So they are winning. I mean, they're not winning against the better teams in the league. That's where I think the separation is between him and SGA. The fact
And
that
I think that's
they're
a
not
big
winning against the better.
separation. I mean,
Yeah,
they
I
got him
think
by
so
like
too.
double-digit games.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing with Tatum too, because I think somebody asked you in the panel, well, if you value winning, why isn't Tatum higher than Jokic? And I think Tatum should be higher than Jokic. And one of the things that I like about Tatum is that even though he has his flaws, I think Tatum's play style just allows other players to
Mm-hmm.
flourish, and he's still able to get his stats. I think that if you switched Jokic and Tatum, I think the Celtics would get worse, and I actually think the Nuggets would get better. I think that MPJ would play better. I think that Jamal Murray would play better. I think that all those guys would play better because Tatum's play style allows them to play better instead of him pounding the ball every possession. He can play off ball, he can play defense, and I think those guys having elevated roles would make them play better. But with MPJ, sometimes all he does is shoot threes, and he's a great shooter, but it's not easy shooting threes. The 3-point line is like 20 plus feet like back. That's not an easy shot. And so sometimes you're gonna have off nights, but it's like you don't get to show other things you can do because Jokic always has the ball in his hands, and then he doesn't play defense.
I don't know, Classic, if I agree with that, because I know that offense runs through Joker, and Joker with the running that offense through him allows other guys to flourish. I mean, we talk about Aaron Gordon the way we talk about him because he's playing with Joker. We talk about MPJ the way we talk about him because Joker gets him wide open looks. He's not just standing at the long ball line. No, the way that they had that offense divide, the way that they had that offense comprised of guys who work well off of Joker's skill set. That offense is built around his skill set. That's why those guys are as good as they are. If you take Jason Tatum and put him in that offense, well, we now have to change the offense because Jason Tatum plays off ball, and Jason Tatum can disappear when he's off the basketball a lot. That part I don't like. Joker, on the other hand, that's not his game. And the same thing is going on in Boston. If Joker was in Boston, he'd be fantastic considering how they mismatch hunt, how they screen. Joker being the screener that he is, they would get the mismatches that they want all day long. That's one of the main reasons why Jason Tatum is as good as he is. I would never argue that part. But to be honest with you, I would like if Jason Tatum was a little bit more consistent, I think that we would be having a way different conversation about the MVP talk. Way more. I think we'd be having a way different conversation, and it would be more in Jason Tatum's favor if we did. If I get 27, like I said, if I get 27 a night from Jason Tatum, like if I got 28, 29, 32, 33 on a consistent basis, as opposed to those couple of numbers, and then I got 19 and 18. That's why I got to get 40. That's why I got to get 42 to average this back out. And that's where those inconsistent nights come from with Jason Tatum. And that's why we have this conversation about SGA and Joker instead of having it about Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Tatum, I think the inconsistent nights just comes with his attitude when he's not making his shots.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if he stayed aggressive and he was just a better jump shooter, I think we wouldn't have those inconsistent nights. But because he relies so heavily on his jump shot, which is their system, and I think he plays that system perfectly. Even though I hate it sometimes, they did win last year. Last year, I thought he shot the ball terribly, but because of the other stuff he did, like any other superstar, if they would have shot the ball as terribly as Tatum did, I don't think they win a championship. But because of the other things he's able to do and the way he plays, I think it elevates his teammates to where he can do other things great, and he's still going to give you 25 to 30 points a game. I think once, like I said, that's why I want Jokic to lose in the first round this year, because I want people to see really who has a better impact on winning. So
wouldn't nah, I can see that. All right, brother, you know where to find me at.
All right, man. You have a good one.
What up?
Chill. Let's get. Sorry, my phone. Apologies. My phone died. So let's get back right into this MVP conversation. So, if I recall correctly, you were saying I was double talking you with the MVP
conversation.
Why am I double talking you? Tell me.
Because you leaving out specific aspects. You're only saying one thing. Like we just talked about Joker in the numbers. We talked about SGA in the numbers. Well, Jason Tatum doesn't have those numbers. But then you said about winning. Okay, well, SGA does have a better winning, a better record, and he's got more numbers. That's where the separation comes in, and he's more consistent. SGA has been as a scorer, and that's his mantra as a scorer.
That's between Jason Tate. That's between Jason. No, but what you told me, Chill, was like the winning record stuff. So I brought up, okay. So I brought up JT because he has a winning record and has the numbers because he's top 5 in scoring this entire year. Right. He's leading all small forwards in rebounds. He's second in assists. So he has the numbers, but we don't consider him a league MVP. That's why I brought that up. Right. That's why I brought that specific example up.
Right. And the reason why is because he hasn't been. He's got the winning with Jason Tatum. I think they second in the Eastern Conference. I think
he's third in power rankings.
I think they got the third best record. I think they got the third best record behind. Okay, so that's only one part.
And by the way, just to add some context real quick, this is mostly on Tatum, right? Like most of that winning is on Tatum because his guys in the lineup haven't been consistently helping him out.
That's
so
not
if
true.
anything, that should make his MVP case even stronger.
That's not true. That's not
that
true.
Should give him an even stronger case because KP's been in and out of the lineup. He has. KP's been in and out of the lineup.
And when Jason Tatum
Jaylen Brown has not been very consistent, Chill. By your own admission, he hasn't been playing to the same degree that he played last season. Can we agree on that?
No, we can't.
You don't think so? You think he's playing to the same degree this season that he was last season?
This is what you're doing. Once again, you're moving the goalposts.
I'm not. I'm giving context.
No,
it's not moving the goalpost. If I add context to a situation, that's not moving the goalpost.
Yes, you are.
Adding even more context to a Jason Tatum specific situation and saying, and in that situation for JT, his MVP case should be stronger. Why? Because KP has been in and out of the lineup. Do you agree? Can we agree on that? Okay. Yes. Can I get you to agree with me that Jaylen Brown has not played to the same degree as last season? So he's actually regressed. By your own admission, he's regressed as a shooter.
But you're arguing two different things, sir.
How?
Listen to yourself. Say what you just said to me about KP. KP is what?
In and out of the lineup.
Okay. Jaylen Brown has done what?
Regressed. And
when he's regressed, what has he been doing when he's regressed?
Playing bad?
He's been in the lineup, which means that he's much more helpful with me in the lineup than he is without.
Okay, but like still though, that puts a lot more pressure on Jason Tatum to play better, would it not?
No, because if I'm out
why here, not? If my players are playing, if
I you gonna let me talk, you're just gonna keep talking over me.
My bad.
So again, the point that you're making is KP is in and out of the lineup. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So I'm much more viable with me being on the floor than I am with not having you at all. If you're out here, you could do something. Now that might put some pressure on me to maybe score a little bit more, but you're out here, which means that you can rebound, you can play defense. So it doesn't take as much pressure I don't have as much pressure on me to do as much as opposed to when you're not out here. Now I got to make up for you not even being out here. Like if you're not shooting, okay, you could do other stuff. You're out here. With KP not being out here, we got to make up for that. We don't even have that here. And that's what you're arguing. You're arguing two different things. One minute you tell me that KP is in and out of the lineup, and then you tell me that Jaylen Brown is inconsistent. But he's in the lineup.
But so two things can be true. Two things can be true. The point of me bringing these examples up, Chill, is to kind of show you that it puts more pressure on Tatum specifically to increase his play. You know what I'm saying? It puts more pressure on him to increase his play. And now that he's playing better, that should make him a stronger case for MVP. That's the other guys,
though. What about the other guys? What about the other guys, though?
What about the other guys?
Yeah, what about like you got two rotation players getting 40 apiece? You know, you got Al Horford being able to stretch the defense. But you still have these guys who supplement when Jaylen Brown isn't very good. You still have that.
100%, 100%. But
so
like
I'd like to think that matters.
100%. Like we have really good role players. Like we have really good players. It's just
yes, you do.
Like to bring up Tatum, I would say is like that. Why is he not higher in MVP convos on winning record and play? Because now actually he has even more pressure than he did like last season to play better. You know what I'm saying? So that should increase. Okay.
Do you think that Jason Tatum has more responsibility than Joker on his unit?
No.
Do you think that he has more responsibility than SGA on his unit?
No. I had to think about that for a second.
Which
no.
is fine. Which is fine. You know, if you got to take a second to think about it. So now, don't get me wrong. This is what I want to make sure we're clear on. I still have a lot of responsibility. I see different coverages. I'm one of the. I'm our primary distributor. I'm our primary playmaker. You know, I lead us in scoring. I get on the glass, but I also got somebody to help me get on the glass in Jaylen Brown, in Al Horford. I play defense, but I also got somebody to play defense too in Derek White, in Jaylen Brown, you know, to take those matchups. I got a rim protector in KP. Like that kind of stuff is going on. SGA, on the other hand, he's responsible because he doesn't have the kind of offensive players in terms of bucket getters that Jason Tatum has. Joker, on the other hand, they run that offense solely through him. Jamal Murray may be the primary ball handler, but they run that offense specifically through him.
He's the offense of the Nuggets. He's literally
they operate specifically off of him. Everything that they do, everything that Denver does goes through Joker, no matter what it is. Now, does that mean that Jason Tatum isn't valuable to his crew? Oh, he 100% is. 100% he is. And I think one of the main reasons why he is because of his durability. I think Jason's only missed 2 games this year, something like that.
He's an Iron Man. He's an Iron Man.
But I could say the same thing for SGA. He only missed 2 games this year. 2, that's it. So
but but do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? Like, do you see what I'm talking about? Like that, how like SGA doesn't have contemporaries to help him out. Meanwhile, Joker is literally the offense of his team.
Yep.
They run everything through that man. We've seen this throughout the entire season show, where particularly we're on our tippy toes to see like what those non-Jokic minutes are in Denver, how that offense looks without him on the court. And it regresses, actually. Their offense regresses when he's off the court. You know what I mean? Not to say that it doesn't for OKC and SGA. I just feel like it doesn't to the degree of Jokic particularly going to the bench. You know what I mean?
Does that mean that, because I'm thinking about what you just said about both Jason Tatum and SGA in particular, about his contemporaries. I mean, Joker won with MPJ. He won with Murray. Right, he won with Christian Brown. He won with these guys. It's not like, you know,
you mean championships or MVP?
Yeah, he won not just MVP. He won championships with these guys and MVPs with these guys. So SGA, on the other hand, I mean, if you took SGA, I mean, he is the engine for that offense too, as a bucket getter,
100%.
And on top of that, it's producing more wins.
To be fair, Chill, the roster construction for OKC is better. Can we agree that it's better than Denver? Particularly that bench unit. Particularly that bench unit.
Done a better job. I can get with that. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I think like bringing up like previous years for like Jokic doesn't really make sense, because Jokic had better bench pieces. He had better bench pieces. He had a better starting lineup. You know what I mean? Because like that, and we were able to see what this guy was able to do with a better lineup, with a better bench. He was able to win a championship. Now now he has a lesser lineup, and he's having an even better season than he's having last season. Even better.
So with the lesser lineup that he's had, with Russell Westbrook, who's looked fantastic, there was a conversation about him being the 6th man of the year, but now he's moved into the starting lineup and he's been awesome. Peyton Watson, he was playing good and then he kind of played himself out of the lineup. Same thing with Strother. Christian Brown has actually now got himself into the starting lineup because he's that good. One of the main reasons why I feel like they are the way that they are is because Aaron Gordon's been out of the lineup. So with Joker winning with Aaron Gordon, with MPJ, with Jamal Murray, right, with Christian Brown, with winning with these guys and the rotation guys that he's had who've actually played good, but they rely on Joker because Joker is the engine to that offense, and everything that they do, that's one of the main. It's not because they can't produce, but because they're so used to producing with him on the floor. That's why when he goes out for those minutes, they completely fall apart because we know we're going to get him back. We 100%.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. So with that, with all of that,
hello, Chill. Hello. I think that. Hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Joe.
Yo.
I think that part of the main reason as to when it comes to Joker, particularly, I think that you need to juxtapose the bench piece or like his contemporaries that he has now to the contemporaries that he's had in the past. Or like, would you say that like this particular season, his contemporaries are on the same level as like the contemporaries he had when he won a championship in 23? Like, would you say that his contemporaries would be the kind of play that his contemporaries are giving now? Do you think it's to the same degree and same level as his contemporaries of the past?
Has KCP and Christian Brown and Bruce
Sorry.
Brown made that much of a difference? Wow. Those two guys made that much of a difference? That's interesting. I mean, I know that they were I know that they were big in what they were doing, but that much of a difference? I mean, Christian Brown has actually gotten better. I think we have to have a conversation about him being the most improved player this year. We can very well have a conversation about this. His production in terms of his points have doubled. This is the same dude that people didn't think that he could replace. This is the same dude that people didn't think that he could replace KCP. So I don't know. What up?
Chill.
What up, brother?
What's going on, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I know everybody talking about the MVP race and all of that, man. In my opinion, this is SGA's to win. He's by far been the most consistent.
Yep.
The numbers all back it up. He's first place in the West, and the West is a death trap. So,
It
you know.
is.
But my question is, who you got for coach of the year?
I think it's JB Bickerstaff in Detroit.
No love for Orlando's coach that kept him solid during all those. Come on, chill. You ain't giving him no consideration.
No. Mm-mm.
He ain't even in the conversation.
When we started this season, you couldn't, Minor, you in particular, when the Detroit Pistons brought in Tobias Harris, Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Paul Reed, you couldn't care less about them. This is the same crew.
No, not at all.
They got 7 guys from that team last year that lost 28 straight games. And you supplement this roster by adding Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, and Paul Reed. They're a game out of hosting a playoff series. That's what JB Bickerstaff has done.
You know what? That's a very valid point. My only pushback is they've been relatively healthy. Cade
That's
has
not a
been
me
playing.
problem. That's not a me problem.
That's true.
not.
True.
Mm-mm.
But I'm saying I'm just saying give the coach some credit. I think nobody, because before the injuries, chill, Orlando was rolling.
I had them as a top 5 seed in the East before in September when we had this conversation about preseason picks. I had Orlando as a top 5 seed in the East.
Absolutely, and I completely wholesheartedly believe that.
And to your point, Minor, he's Coach Mosley has been holding that thing together with glue and tape.
Man, I mean, everybody falling away. Whoever, what the training staff for Orlando, for the Hornets, and for the Pelicans, they all need to be fired because this is probably the 3rd season for all 3 of those teams where their major players have been hit with injuries consistently, and it's the same. It's the same. It's almost the same. It's always the same people, but it's almost the same injuries consistently, which makes me believe it's a training issue. But come on, Chill, you got to get a man some credit. He kept.
I will give him some credit, 100%.
Okay.
I'll give Mo. But again, remember what you asked me, right? You asked me about the coach of the year.
Fair enough.
Right? You ain't asked me about a guy who's been doing a good job, Minor. And for all intents and purposes, considering what happened with Orlando, I mean, damn, their best player missed 36 games, 34 games. That's almost half the season.
Yeah.
Right? That's almost half the season he missed. And when we started this season, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Paulo he was on a tear. He looked really good.
Oh man.
But with that being said, he goes out of the lineup. Minor, what this is my leading scorer and my second leading rebounder. Now he out the lineup. I gotta switch my whole shit up. This ain't no next man up. Hell no. And
no.
when these dudes tell you this next man up stuff, no, it's not. I gotta switch up my whole logic.
This next man up for maybe like a strong safety or
hell no.
a nickel corner or something like that. Next man up, sure, but not for the quarterback, not for your center, not for your star wide receiver.
If let's say Baltimore loses Andrews, ain't no next man up.
Nah.
He a big part of what they doing. And I know what y'all said about him dropping the ball in the end zone. So what? So what? He's still a big part of what they doing. We got to switch up our offense if he ain't on the field. We got to completely switch our shit up. Because now we can't run the same plays with our tight end with this new tight end that we ran with him. We can't do that. We got to switch up now.
Same thing with Orlando. And like I said, the fact that he's been able to keep that team afloat, I give a lot of credit to OKC's coach as well. Because the way he is motivating and that defense, chill, without them really having a consistent rim protector, because Chet's been in and out of the lineup, Hartenstein was injured early on. The fact that defense stifles, not they're not just beating people by 2-3 points. No, they shutting teams down. That second half, that third and fourth quarter, that defense locks in and it gets nasty. So, in my opinion, I would go for the OKC's head coach. As coach of the year. But that's just my 2 cents.
Fair enough.
But I'm rooting for you, Chill, in the PCL.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can tell you that right
clearly.
now.
Clearly. If it wasn't in March, man, I would have signed up. I'm gonna be honest with you, but it's my anniversary month, so I gotta take care of the missus.
No, I don't even. Matter of fact, if you showed up and that was going on, I'll tell you to get out, man. You better get your ass out and go home.
Yeah, I was gonna try to tell her, baby, but it's $5,000, and then she was been like, "Is it guaranteed?" And I'd be like, "Well, I gotta beat some people." And like,
no, keep your ass.
Hold it down, Chill. Hold it down.
Where to find me at, brother? What up?
OG Wagwan.
Mayo Wagwan.
OG, are we gonna stop playing around?
About what?
Are we gonna stop playing around? Scotty Barnes at age 23 is better than Michael Jordan ever was. At age 23. If we're comparing Scotty Barnes at age 23 to Mike Jordan at 23, Mike was not the All-NBA defender that Scotty Barnes is now. He was not the passer that Scotty Barnes is now. That's 2 up over Jordan. He didn't have the size. He ain't have the wingspan. The only thing Jordan had over Scotty Barnes was his ability to score. He was a more polished scorer. And I promise you that will be here within the next 3 years. And when it is, Scotty Barnes will be the face of this league. I'm tired of y'all never mentioning him. I'm tired of Mars never mentioning him. I'm tired of Swiping never mentioning him. It's time to put some respect on Scotty Barnes' name. Y'all always mention Anthony Edwards. Y'all always mention Victor Wembanyama. Y'all always mention this guy, that guy. Y'all even mention LaMelo Ball. When are we going to start putting respect on Scotty Barnes' name, OG?
You obviously watched the show. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Right. So when you're watching the show, you've seen Penn on the show. We've had segments.
Penn is from Toronto. That's one guy.
So what? But this is what you wanted, though, right? You want us to big up Scotty Barnes. We have segments where we talk about the Toronto Raptors for like a half an hour, and Scotty Barnes in particular. Is that not fair enough for you? Come on, man, you're killing me.
No, because he's not in Jordan conversations on the panel.
And by the way, just so you know, because I can't believe you just said that. Do you know when Jordan when Jordan was 23 years old?
I do.
What year was Jordan at age 23?
86.
No, 87.
That's wrong. Look it up right now. Michael Jordan was born February 17, 1963. It was 86.
Mm-hmm. And in February and in September of 1986, and in October of 1986, what's that the beginning of?
You tell me.
That's the beginning of the 86-87 season. He averaged 27. He averaged 37 a game that year, just so you know. And he was first team
How
all.
many assists per game? How many assists per game, Joe?
Assists? I think he averaged three or four assists that game.
Garbage. That's garbage.
You know
Scotty
what's
Barnes is a walking triple double.
You trying to sell me Jordan over? You trying to sell me Scotty Barnes over Jordan? I'm good. All right,
OG,
brother.
I'm telling you, it's coming. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I appreciate you, brother. Good to talk to you. What up?
What's up, Chill?
What up, brother?
Yeah. What I've learned over time, man, it's hard selling. Younger guys don't know how to analyze data, and for him to even do that tape, that Scotty Barnes thing, is I expect it because he has his frame of reference. We have our frame of reference. He didn't see Michael Jordan and be able to experience whatever it is, what he went through. That's like me saying, I might make more than my great grandfather right now. That doesn't make me a better man and can compare it. That's why when you see them analyze the money, I'm like, oh, if it was in 1900, if he had $40,000, it means he had 1.5 million. They can't analyze the data, so that's a loose point when it's trying to explain things to them. And when it comes to the sports, you got to be careful who you're speaking with. You got a broad audience, so you kind of got to walk kind of in the middle. You got to walk in the middle and try to explain it to them. And when it comes to big stars and things like that, I don't give them a pass. I'm not a guy that gives participation awards and stuff like that, because if you 7 foot and you dunking the basketball, okay, bro, you were supposed to. You're supposed to get blocks. If I'm 5'8" and 5'9" and I'm doing something, yes. That's why sometimes I don't applaud LeBron or Jason Tatum. Bro, you're supposed to be doing certain things, and when you don't do it, you get criticized. I'm not giving you prop for something you're supposed to do, and that is normal. Once you laid out the foundation, that's what you do. I get 25. When you do less than that, it looks bad because you're supposed to do it, and most of the general public looks at it as like, yeah, you think I'm surprised when Wemby get a block? Am I surprised? No. I'm surprised when John Morant go down there and block a 7-footer. So yeah, that's my point on that. I can analyze what's going on. Go ahead, bro.
I just want to make sure that I'm following you, because I mean you made a good point about doing what you're supposed to do. That's why it's called extraordinary. So like the ordinary stuff, I should expect that, right?
Right.
The extraordinary stuff is what pushes you ahead of other people. That's why we talk about the top 10. That's why we don't have the number 1 guy in the league and the number 300 guy are the same. No, because the number 1 guy or the number 6 guy is doing extraordinary things that the number 45 guy is not. The number 10 guy is doing things that the number 60th guy is not, or the number 16 guy is not. So he's extraordinary. So I can't give you credit for doing this when he's doing this too, except he doing this. I can get with that. I can understand. I do get with that. So.
Yeah, that's my exact point. And we sit here and watch. I know you probably got the pass too. So you get a chance. I don't like biased speaking people. I stay in San Antonio, man. They almost cut my head off when I was talking about the Spurs a few years ago when I got down here. Man, you better leave people alone. And that's why I said I tread lightly when I talk about the Boston Celtics. What Jason Tatum in particular with you, because I understand how the respect that you have for that young man. So I got respect for you. So I tread lightly on that. That's like talking.
The thing, though, you don't have to, though, because if you got a feeling about him and it's some stuff that you don't see. Don't get me wrong. As much as I dig Jason Tatum, there's some things that I don't like about his game. I'm not one of these people that's just going to stand on the mountaintop and he does everything right. No, there's some things that I don't particularly like about his game. That doesn't mean I don't still ride with him. That doesn't mean that I still can't. That doesn't mean that I still can't be legit about him. No, I can still be legit about him and still covet him. I can still do that. Nah, and if you see something that you don't appreciate about him, yes, bring it to the group. Bring it to the table. Don't just sit there. sit too. That's like us driving somewhere and you know that I'm supposed to turn right here, and you ain't saying nothing. Now we lost. Yo, let me know how you feel about this dude.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No. If there's something that you don't like about him, I may even agree with you. Like, you know what? I think you're right about that. And then there's something that I might not agree with. Like, no, I can't get with that, but I can get with that. That's my logic.
Yeah, you work on a whole panel full of guys that I'm older. I'm me and you about the same age, but
Yep.
I have to sit there and watch them crash out because they don't understand. Let them crash out on their own terms and they'll see it for themselves. Yeah, I did let you pass that turn. Only it's not just the first time. It has to be after the fact. I'm like, okay, I offer my advice, and after a while, you just unsolicited advice or something about something. I just give a take on something, and
Now,
if you see it,
right now, if I'm not listening, that's something different. Like if you telling me something and it's clear, it's right in front of me, and I ain't listening, oh, that's my fault, no doubt.
yeah, it's hard to get. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, Jason is that dude, but I don't like what some superstar do. It's not how you start, is how you finish. And sometimes Jason, he does some things in the fourth quarter that he can't get in that conversation like he should, is because I don't know what happened mentally, and that bothers him. But once he start doing that, because he got plenty of time to do it, man, that boy is he's phenomenal. Anything else is just hating, and I'm definitely not a hater on him. But I appreciate you, chill, Bo.
When I see the action going on and I see Jason Tatum standing in the corner, I want to run on the court and push him to the ball. Like, what are you doing? Go get the basketball. I want to just run on the court and just straight push him to where the ball is. I just want to do that because he makes me crazy. But I know you got to go, brother. Good to talk to you, my man. I know where to find you at. Yes, sir. Atlas, how come you bring up, first of all, Garland missed 4 games this year. That's it. And last year, he missed 20 games because he broke his face. You try coming back from a broken face. Let's see how you do. You come back from a broken face and you can't eat for 2 months and you lose 20 pounds. Let's see how you do with that. I'll be interested to see that. But what up?
Chill Town, what's going on?
What up?
Chill, if we're being honest though, that last caller was making a lot of sense.
About?
If we're talking about a rookie of the year, first year, all-star second year, all-NBA third year, it's Wemby and Scotty Barnes only. That's unprecedented territory, Chill Town.
Wait a minute. I want to make sure I heard you correctly. If we're talking about a rookie of the year, an all-star the next year, and what was the other one?
All-NBA caliber defender, third year.
Just so you know, Jordan was first team all defense his third year in the league. He was first team all defense. He wasn't an all league caliber defender. He was first team all defense.
He was playing against plumbers, OG. He was playing against
right,
plumbers.
I'm out. I'm good. What up?
There you go. Oh, damn. First and foremost, I just want to say, please, pretty please, with Sugar on top, do not associate me with none of them Nets fans that want Cooper Flag. I said that it's not a laughing matter. Don't associate me.
No, here's the thing, Lee, and I need you to hear me out on this for a second because I played against him. And the more I watch him, you said this shit to me a year ago, but the more I watch him, I do see Keith Van Horn, yo. I do see Keith Van Horn. I played against Keith Van Horn, and I see a better version. I see some Keith Van Horn there. I do. I ain't saying that he Keith Van Horn, but you said this to me like 6 months ago, and I'm watching this dude, and I'm like, I played against Keith Van Horn in college, and he do kind of remind me a little bit. I ain't saying that he him, but he does kind of remind me a little bit of Keith Van Horn.
It's Keith Van Horn with a little bit of AK-47. I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm fine. If we get him, we get him. But I already know who I want out of this draft, and I'm gonna keep that to myself. But about the MVP race, man. I feel like we done had these MVP conversations before. To me, I think it comes down to outliers in that season moment, that regular season moment. You know what I'm saying? So I I'm gonna say it right here because you know I'm saying so. I'm known to throw shit up out there. If this dude in Denver does 30, 10, and 10 for the rest of the damn season, you could kiss this shit. Listen, we are looking at an all-time great player, and I thought we was already. And you told me that the reason why they didn't give him 3 straight MVPs is because they did not want to have that conversation. If they give him 4 out of the last 5, chill. What conversation are we having?
A different one.
A different one.
Different one.
All right. Just real quick, just break down the layers of how this conversation actually starts. If he wins another MVP this next couple of 2 months,
if he wins the MVP these next 2 months,
yes.
If he wins the league MVP, that'll be 4 and 5 years.
Yes.
James did that.
Mm-hmm.
Russell did that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jordan didn't do that. Jordan won it in 88. He won it in 91, 92, 96. No, Jordan didn't do that. So the league MVP conversation would be different. So, I mean, from that aspect, I mean, that checks the box of him for him being there. I won't argue that. Yeah, I think that checks 4 league MVPs in 5 years. I mean, there isn't anybody in the league that got 4 league MVPs in 5 years and he's not in the top 10. Nobody.
Right. So my thing, and I'm not crazy to jump off the top rope like everybody, like a lot of these children that you pod with. I'm not crazy to just jump off the top rope elbow first. I'm not gonna do that. But what I will say is that if this dude is having an all-time offensive year, and we're looking at somebody that's about to do 30, 10, and 10, and it's only 3 other dudes that's done 30, 2 other dudes that's done 30, 10, and 10. My thing is just like, I feel like SGA, no matter how he played, he was at a disadvantage in terms of the award. Because listen, I think SGA will get it. I just think that's what they're gonna do. I think SGA will eventually get it. But I won't be surprised if Joe could get another one. Chill. I gotta say that, man, because this dude is
They would have to justify. They would have to justify giving it to Joker. They would really have to justify giving it to him.
I mean,
considering what SGA did.
But my thing is, I'm looking at the outlier. 29, 13, and 10, and the only dude doing it as opposed to what's SGA 32, 6 and 6, 6, 7, whatever it is, on 50,
33, 5 and 5.
33, 5 and 5 with the best record in the West and by a landslide. And I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I think that best player on the best record team, I think that's been out the door since Russ. I think that because if you and I'm explaining why, because if you look at the outliers in terms of these stats, Russ and Harden, what they did that year was through the roof, man. What they did that year was through the roof. Well, I think Harden was 28, 12, and 9 or something like that. Or something, if you remember.
I don't think he ever averaged 12 assists, but I know he averaged double figures. I think he averaged 10 assists.
So it was a 28, 11?
In 18,
28, 11, and 9 or something?
I think he averaged I think in 18, I think he averaged 30 a game that year.
Not with the year that Russ got it.
The year that Russ got it, Russ went 32, 11, and 10.
32, 11, and 10. And Harden went 28, 11, and 9. I'm looking at it right now. 28, 11, 11, and 9 in that year. So I'm thinking to myself, these outliers in turn for guys that's not doing this on the best team in the league to the guys that are averaging respectable 33, 5, and 5. And then you look at what Giannis is doing, and then he's like 3rd place. Giannis is 30, 13, and 6. Yo, Chilltown, I listen. I know you wasn't around in the 60s when Elgin Baylor and all of them was doing what they was doing. But this shit here is out of line. I'm
Elgin
telling you.
Baylor came in. I think Elgin Baylor came in 4th place in 62. He averaged almost 40 and 20.
40 and 20. And oh my fucking, was this a video game? What the fuck?
Yeah, he averaged almost 40 and
doing?
20. Mm-hmm.
No,
And
no,
by,
no.
just so you know, Bob Pettit came in 5th, and he went almost 30 and 20. I just want to put that
30
out
and 20, and I'm looking
Yeah.
at 50. I'm looking at 50 and 26, and I was second.
Yeah. No, actually, it was 3rd to Oscar.
Oh, yeah, right. Oscar was averaging 31, 10, and 10. Shit.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, but listen, hey, chill. I'll be honest with you, man. Like these MVP, listen, Joker's MVP's peak is this might be the best this might be one of the best peaks that I've seen.
I got people telling me he's the best offensive player ever. That's what I've heard from, like, I talk to the fellas. They tell me Joker is the best offensive player that they've ever seen. And I'm
Okay. All right. Can I? All right. So, Chilltown. At any point, did you think Steph Curry was the best offensive player ever?
No, I didn't think that.
At any point, did you think James Harden was the best offensive player ever?
No, I didn't think that.
At any point, did you think Jordan was the best player, best offensive player ever?
Yes, I did think that.
And you saw what he did at his peak, right? You saw 38, 8, and 8. What is stopping?
Yes, I did see that.
What is stopping you to admitting that Joker might be in that conversation? What's the stopper in terms of offense? What's stopping you?
I never said that he wasn't in the conversation of all-time great offensive players, because he 100% is.
Okay.
Just off the strength of his, I ain't even talking about his ability to score. And I'm on record saying he would have bust Alonzo more than ass. He would have bust Alonzo more than ass.
I'm listen. I'm not.
Fine. That's fine. I'll say it.
No.
Nobody else
All right.
say it.
I'm leaving the 90s alone. I'm leaving the 80s alone. I'm leaving that.
I was around when that was going on.
I know you was around, but it's
bust Alonzo more than ass.
Chill. The thing is, bro, like, listen, you got too many subscribers to be saying some shit like that. Listen,
I'm being honest. He would have bust Alonzo more
I
than
don't think you. I think. Listen, I think we in the moment, but like, if
no,
you say,
I'm not in the moment. I'm on record saying that. Like this, you ain't the first person I've said this to. I'm on record saying this months ago.
I know you said it, but I thought you was. The reason why
Joker would have bust Alonzo more than that. He would have gave Patrick Ewing hell.
The reason why I avoid the 90s is because that shit was just done different, man. Like I'm not at liberty to just drop Joker in the 90s and then he doing the same exact thing. No, I'm not on that. I'm not on that type of time.
I think David Robinson would have ate his lunch though. That's just me.
You think you think your cousin in 92 would have got him?
As a rookie, no, but 2000 Shaq, Joker.
Oh yeah. That shit is food. That shit is food.
He had one of them big ass pizzas with pepperonis and extra cheese on it. That's what Joker is.
He used to eat that shit.
Yeah, that's what he one of them big ass pizzas with extra cheese and pepperonis on it. Yes, that's what Joker is.
That shit is Serbian chicken, bro.
Yes, sir. Later, brother. Yes, sir. I got one more and I got to bounce. What up?
Yo, Chill, could you imagine Jokic walking triple-double with elite defense? Can you imagine how scary that'd be?
It wouldn't be scary. It would be great. I would love that, to be honest with you, because what would happen is that now the stuff that we complain about, we can't complain about it no more. In fact, we would have to talk about him way different than we talk about any other player. We would have to.
And you know what the reality is, Chilltown? His name is Scotty Barnes, but you don't watch any Raptor games.
I don't watch Raptor games as much as I used to.
He's Nikola Jokic with the league.
That's interesting.
That's
interesting because I did make it a point earlier in the season, because I said that before the beginning of the 24-25 season.
Yeah, that's why I understood the last caller, to be honest. I understood what he was saying.
I said I was going to watch more bad teams, and I did watch Scotty Barnes. And unfortunately, I wasn't blown away, because a lot of people was telling me to watch him. So I was like, all right, I got to start watching Scotty Barnes. He's a little clunky. Not really as athletic as I would like for him to be. I love him on defense.
Does he remind you of Magic?
No, he
Freddie
doesn't.
Roach said he reminds him of Magic.
No, he doesn't. He does not remind me of Magic at all. In fact, I can't really put my finger on somebody specifically that he reminds me of, but I don't think he's as good as you say he is. But that's just me. I don't. So
he's going to be the face of the league. OG, get used to it.
I'll see what happens.
Love you. I love all the work that you do. Genuinely, thank you,
brother. No doubt. All right, guys, I gotta bounce. Y'all know what time it is. I'm way over time, by the way. Y'all know what time it is when y'all see me. I am not hard to find. I'm on TikTok every morning, 9 a.m. If I'm not there, you can find me on a panel from 11 to 2 on the Players Choice Network. If I'm not there, you can find me here on the Chilltown Hoops Network on YouTube weeknights. And me and my man Tony Tone, we do this on Tuesday nights. We got a surprise for you guys too, by the way. We do this on Tuesday nights, Fluent and Chill. So if I'm not there, you can find me on Thursday, 4 o'clock, me and my man Big Ox on the Players Choice Network. If I'm not there, you can find me on Saturday on the Players Choice Network at 12 o'clock. So I'm not hard to find, guys. I am not. I will see you guys soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When's the last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. I will talk to you guys soon. But until then, take it light. Take it. Absolutely, man. It was good to see you guys tonight, man. This was good stuff. I enjoyed this. Absolutely.